hello, welcome in. You're my 12 o'clock appointment, correct? Okay, it's lovely to see you. Let me just move some things here. Got a bit too much going on in here right now. Sorry about that. A lot of things happening this time of year. So, what can I do for you? You looking to have a suit custom fitted and everything? Okay, so whole consultation? Great. Okay, let me grab my clipboard here so I can take some notes. Okay, and what is your name? And the last name, of course. Okay, great. And today's date is... Okay. And let's see. Let's just get the information out of the way here. Can I have your phone number? Okay. Great. And your email address. Just so I have a various amount of ways to contact you in case I have to. Okay. Great. And we're just going to start with the questions here, unless you have anything specific you need to ask right off the bat, or any requests you need to make if you do know something you're looking for or want from the suit. Okay? Alright, then I'll get into asking my questions. So, what is the purpose of your suit? Is it for business, like meetings, conferences, interviews, or is it social events, special occasions, weddings, anniversaries, funerals? Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm just thinking in my head of everything. So, just kind of daily and all around use. Kind of like a one and done situation when I have a suit just to have it for anything. I see. Okay. Of course. I hear that commonly, so it's not out of the blue for me. I'm just immediately going into the options I have here. Okay. Do you have a preferred style of a suit? Are you aware of the different styles, or do you just know that there's suits? Okay, so we can go over the different styles. I know it might seem like it's simple, but there are quite a few different styles of suits, and they do serve different purposes, so yeah. So what I would say here, because you want kind of an all-around, we'd probably go for more of a classic, traditional style. So let me just make note of that. Good. And let's see. How would you describe your body type? I could tell you were kind of tall. Okay. Okay. And do you have a budget for this purchase? Okay, that's a good range. But you'd like to stay at the lower end if you can, okay. And with that, we can definitely keep the lower end of your range here. But please keep in mind that, especially with meeting with me, I'm going to be taking your measurements, and then we will pick you a suit, and we will also then probably do some adjustments if you want it to be the most flattering to your body and your form, just the all-around package here. And if you don't want it personalized in any way, you can let me know. We'll do our best to find one that is already made to what you need. Yes, that is possible, but sometimes when you're doing the kind of one and done suit, everyone I've talked to likes to get it fitted so that it is your suit and it's perfect for you, and then it is like the one time getting that done, and it will be perfect every time you put it on then. Of course, unless there are life changes that take place. So, let's see then. What is the timeline we're looking at? Do you need it next week? Do you need it in a month? Do you have some more wiggle room with it? Is it just something you're trying to get done so you have, or is there a goal we're aiming for here? Okay, so a month. No problem. Okay, and you said, so there is a wedding you're going to then? Okay. So yeah, that would give us plenty of time to get it fitted and everything, do a double check, and then, you know, have wiggle room to make adjustments. So definitely within a month we can get all of that done. And let's see, do I have any other questions? I'm not sure. Were you eyeing any specific colors? Okay. Is there a theme to this wedding that you're going to? Okay. Yeah, so we probably will want to stick with a navy, a charcoal, or a black in this case, just because if you want it to be used for various purposes after this event, then it'll be more versatile than saying if the theme was powder pink and you got a powder pink suit. Now, with a black suit or a charcoal suit, you could definitely have the undershirt be the color powder pink, but I wouldn't theme the whole suit after that then, if the goal is to have it daily for work and kind of all around, okay? Great, so yeah, let's go over the styles then. I'll show you what we've got. I already have a recommendation, but I of course want you to decide what you really want and what would be most flattering to you. And then we can go into doing measurements, okay? Perfect. Sorry for the long-winded intro there. There's a lot of stuff I need to know before we get started. And then there's more I probably need to know as we go. I'm going to pull these out of this binder just because it's easier, and then I can hand you the examples if you need them. Okay, so I've got them here, and we'll just go through these. And sorry if there's fuzz or some hairs from the different fabrics I use in this place. So much stuff comes flying off of the fabric, so there might be straggler fuzz and stuff on these. I can't help that. I'm so sorry. So here is the single-breasted suit. This is called this because it has a single row of buttons, and normally it's got 2, I would say at most, but I've seen ones that just have 1 as well, and most of the time it is just the top one that is buttoned here if there are more than 1. So these would be, honestly, this is the one that's kind of great for everything. I have one of these myself, so it just fits so many bills. But these ones are great for job interviews, daily office wear if you need to wear suits to the office, funerals, of course, and then it's just a good staple. It can be great for weddings and all of the above. So as long as you stick with one of the more neutral colors, the ones that are recommended for this art on here, the navy and the charcoal. Black exists and of course is a good staple. So if you do want to look at any of these, let me know. Next here I have, Next here I have a 3-piece suit. Now this includes the jacket, the vest, and the pants. Of course it is the jacket and the pants that come together. We do have some jackets on their own, but those I would say are more of the casual ones because you could wear those with jeans. So, and I have a variety of colors on here. As you can see, there's this mint green, there's this maroon, and a navy blue, I would say. So these are more for the upscale weddings, formal evening gatherings, traditional corporate settings. Like I said, it's great for layering. You can take the jacket off and it keeps you from looking undressed. It keeps you looking all nice and fancy. And yeah, what's listed on my paper is that navy, charcoal, and black are good staples for these as well. But as you can see, the fancier colors look just as nice as long as it's flattering to you. I would say it could be used for anything. Again, as long as it's not outrageous. Then we have the double-breasted suit. This one is great for stylish social events, seasonal galas, adding some bulk to a taller individual if that's necessary, taller and thinner, of course. I think that's because the buttons here, there are much more, and this is why it's called double-breasted as opposed to the single-breasted, is because if you look closely, there are 2 rows of buttons, and it does a little bit more overlapping, and you close it up. So it does create a more fuller look in the front. And the examples on here again are more of the fun colors. I like to show not just the typical black, charcoal, and navy, because sometimes it allows your mind to be a little bit more open and see that you can go further than the usual. And yeah, my notes here also say that it creates a bold and commanding silhouette. I have a cheat sheet on the back just in case somebody is helping me out while I'm not back here, but that is what it says. And the usual colors for this are navy blue, the charcoal gray, and also medium gray. So you can probably imagine how those look. I think the green is quite flattering. It's interesting. I have a couple different ones that have green examples on them. I think green is a decent staple as well, but it could be too out there for some. So here's our tuxedo or dinner jacket. This is the one you commonly see at weddings, worn by the wedding party. Can be great for black tie events, evening galas, or weddings with strict dress codes. So again, I put a variety of examples. We all kind of have seen a black tuxedo. This is a tan one or more earthy tone, and then this one is a navy blue. I feel like some of the navy blue examples look a little lighter, look a little darker in some cases, but this is on the darker side of the navy, and it's very flattering with the black accents here. So you can kind of play with these as the colors of the neckline here and the bow tie can change, and there's details on his where there's like little bits of pops of black, and then of course his bow tie is that blue. Might be kind of hard to see because of the reflection that my window is creating, but gives you a nice look at what we have there. And let's see, those ones create a more distinguished look with the satin details, like I said, with the buttons and the pockets, more for formal evenings. The suggested colors here are black, navy, white or ivory, gray or charcoal, burgundy, earth, and jewel tones. So this one you can kind of get away with anything, but it does create more of a wedding appearance in my opinion, as that is where you most commonly see it. And if you're wearing it to work, it might be a little out there. And here is our last one, which these are nice to have as well, but in the colder months or even in fall, they don't fit too nicely into the color palettes. You see these more in summer. As you see, it's casual summer suit. So we've got some patterns going on here. They're like a plaid. Yeah, plaid. And then you can also see the texturing in these suits with the fabric that's used. These ones are made to be lighter and not as bulky, as kind of reiterating lighter, but the fabrics are more breathable and everything. So these are great for destination weddings, outdoor parties, or creative workplaces. So depending on where you work, this could probably fit in a little bit better. And I know you're going to a wedding in this weather, but with making it a staple item to have kind of for all around events, it might not fit for everything that may come up. So yeah, the colors for these typically are tan, beige, or pastels. And you can look these over if you need to see any of them again. now that we've gotten through that, I of course still want you to see about making your decision, but I can give you my suggestion. Yeah, so I would probably go for the single-breasted. Like I said, great staple. You can kind of play with the colors of these, but as a catch-all kind of suit, the three main colors that come up, the navy, the charcoal, and the black, are perfect for all of the events. Unless you don't want to wear black at a wedding where the party's wearing black, you know, the wedding party's wearing black, and you want to not look like you belong in the wedding party. It's kind of hard to determine that, though, because sometimes people pick blue or people pick charcoal, so. But the way I like to say you can play with that is by having multiple different undershirts, like the different button-ups that you can wear. So changing the color and not looking exactly like the wedding party by wearing black and white or the gray and white. I know there are variations of everything, but having different colors to kind of avoid that can be helpful. So yeah. Okay, you want to look at the single-breasted ones then? Perfect. I do have two kinds in stock here today that we can look at. I do have a black one and a charcoal one. I don't have a navy one. We recently have sold out of our last of the stock, so we will have to order. So if you do like the way one of them fits, then we can go ahead and order it in navy if you'd like to have it be navy. I'm losing papers here. Do you have any questions? No? Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to take some notes here. We're looking at a single-breasted. And are you okay with black or charcoal, or do you want navy? Okay. Alright, that sounds good. Do you have an idea what your size is, by the way? So we have a jumping off point, or need all of the measurements done? Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to have you stand up and we'll get started with the measurements here. I need you to stand as relaxed as you can, but of course not hunched over. I need to get the measurements as form-fitting, but also so you can be relaxed in it, your normal posture that you would have. Don't want to be uncomfortable. Okay, so I'm going to start with your arms. arms here. Just keep them at your sides. Let's see, I'm gonna go over you here. Okay. And then I'll have you lift your arms for me. I'm gonna go around your chest here. And you can put your arms down. Okay. And let's start the sleeve measurement. Again, just stand relaxed. I'm gonna go from your shoulder to your middle of your hand there. Okay. Now, do you like the sleeve ending at kind of the middle of your palm? Do you want it shorter? Do you want it longer? I don't hear normally that people want it longer. Okay, so about where I had it is fine. All right. Yeah, I don't like to go too far down, but I do like to have a little bit of wiggle room in case, you know, you stretch your arms out because the sleeves always come up. So that's how I do that anyway. If you don't like it, of course, when you come back in, we can change it. Okay, I'm going to measure your waist. Just need to go around you here, pardon me. And I need to write about where your belly button is. Okay. Do you have room to breathe? Can you go ahead and take a few breaths for me? Is that comfortable? Okay. I'll just add a little bit of space there, so we'll say and I will be going around your hips and the fullest part of your buttocks, so pardon me while I do that. Switching my tape here. It's getting all wrapped up and tangled. So we'll do the hips and then I'll move down. Okay, I'm just going to slide the tape down a little bit, pardon me. Alright. Now we're going to do the inseam, so I just need you to stand how you are. I am going to be putting the tape on the inner part of your thigh and measuring down, and then we will do the outseam, so I will be on the outside of your leg. Okay, so I'm just gonna start measuring here. And I will check that on the other side too. I know one leg can be longer than the other, so same thing.